It's a battle for first place in the AFC West. The Broncos and the Raiders are both 9-4, and for Denver, the home field has been an advantage. Those two losses in 3 years, one by 3 points to Seattle, another by 4 this year to Miami. Dick Enberg with Merlin Olsen. Welcome. You can just feel the intensity in this Mile High City.
Dick, this is a rivalry charged with bad feelings and bad blood. The other thing you hear talk of here is playoffs. Even with there are 3 games left in the season, players, coaches, fans alike are talking about this as a playoff game. You know what? They're right.
Indeed they are. And they're getting ready for the kickoff. And the Raiders have won. The toss will receive first. The weather. We hear that it is snowing just 20 miles away from here, although the conditions at the moment here on the field are perfect.
The last 4 meetings between these 3 teams, very, very close. 3 points or less. 2 of those games have gone to overtime. You saw Tom Flores on his sideline. There is Dan Reeves. Both of these men know the importance of this game today.
The earlier game in the Coliseum in Los Angeles, Chris Barr missed the field goal late. It went into overtime, and then Barr kicked the field goal as the Raiders took the kickoff in the sudden death overtime and marched it in for a quick score by Barr. And therefore, they are 1 leg up on the Broncos, although both are 9-4. Carlos delivers a high end-over-end kick to Kenny King, and the Raiders won't run it out, and that's good news for Denver. Carlos has not been kicking off well, and that time he roots it to the back line of the end zone. Mark Wilson will bring the offense of the Raiders on the field, and Wilson is 8-2 as a starter. He has Mose Barr at center, Hannah and Marvin at guards, Bruce Davis and Henry Lawrence are the tackles. Jesse Hester, the top draft pick of the Raiders, at 1 wide out, with Dokie Williams having a good year at the other. The leading receiver, tight end Todd Christensen. The leading rusher in the NFL, Marcus Allen, with Frank Hawkins, the blocker, behind Wilson. They start from the Raider 20. That's Hester in motion. Hawkins gets the carry as the decoy and gains 3 into that orange jersey Denver defense. And they're led today by Barney Chavis, the veteran from South Carolina State, who is playing in his 180th game as a Bronco. That's a Denver record, breaking the tie with Billy Thompson. Chavis there had 1 defensive end. Reuben Carter on the nose. Rulon Jones, tough pass rusher. Tom Jackson, Steve Usick, Carl Mecklenburg, Jim Ryan, the linebackers. Harden and Wright at the corners. Foley and Smith at safety. 2nd and 7. Wilson's first throw complete to Todd Christensen right at the 30-yard line. Maybe a first down. It is. Dennis Smith with a tackle. Todd Christensen, the most productive of the NFL tight ends. 68 catches coming in. The Raider says, Busick, you feel like you beat up on the bully on the block. There's a lot of feeling involved in this one. 3rd and inches. Fumble! And Wilson covers it, but that will deny the Raiders a first down, and the fans love it.
Barney Chavis, they call him Methuselah. You saw that gray hair. He earned most of that.
Never had surgery in 13 years of pro ball. He's really kept himself in good condition. Of course, been lucky too. Ray Guy. He's kicked for miles in the NFL. Pressure on, and he just gets it away, and down he goes. No flag. Fumble by Vance Johnson, and he recovers at the 22. You could see that in the warm-ups. Boy, the men, both the receivers, kick returners, all having trouble handling the ball.
Let's take a quick peek to see what happened here. Nobody called the penalty here. Maybe what they're saying is that someone was blocked. Well, it looks to me like that one should have been called. There's no question that they hit Guy, and yet the official said no penalty on it.
There was one Bronco running into the other. The Denver offense has Bryan at center, Howard and Bishop at guard, Lanier and Studdard are the tackles, Kay and Wright a double tight end with Watson leading receiver, Vance Johnson a brilliant rookie, Winder the lone back behind John Elway. Elway having a superb season. It's Winder. Across the 25-yard line, a gain of about 3 into the white jerseyed Raider defense, minus Lyle Alzado. Howie Long, a true All-Pro. Piquel on the nose, and Sean Jones replacing Alzado out for the year, Achilles injury. Van Pelt, Millen, McKenzie the rookie, Martin the leading tackler at the linebacking posts, Hayes and Haynes, that troublesome corner pair. McElroy's been out for 2 weeks, returns at safety. Stacy Turan at the other spot for the injured Mike Davis. 2nd and 7. Winder again. Short yardage to the 29-yard line. Clock ticking away, 3.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. And it becomes cloudy, a beautiful day, sunny and in the 30s at kickoff time, very comfortable. But as we told you, there is snow 20 miles away to the west.
As the temperature drops, it's plenty cold enough to snow here. We could well have snow before this day is out.
Elway is 4 for 4 passing as he sets up shop, 2nd and 9. Going for it all. Sewell incomplete, broken up by James Davis, number 45. On 3rd and goal for Denver. This is where Elway's been tough. 4 out of 4 on 3rd down conversions. Is he in the end zone? No signal yet. Yes, touchdown Denver. James Wright, his first of the entire season.
The Denver Broncos have not used their tight ends as much as many other teams, but they sure use them right here. 87, James Wright just lets the clearing go on. That's Clarence Kay clearing it out. Let's watch him right here and see what he does with that football. The ball has to break the plane of the goal line. He caught it right adjacent to the goal line, and they said he put the ball over.
Must have been part of the Denver game plan to use the tight ends. Clarence Kay had a couple of key catches, and then Wright gets the touchdown. Carlos the extra point, and Denver takes the early lead. Deep and open is Christensen, and he drops the ball. He had to make the turn. He was looking for the ball inside, had to turn outside. For a moment, that had touchdown written on it.
Todd Christensen is usually employed as a short receiver. Well, they send him long here. Dennis Smith, 49, working one-on-one. You see Christensen using his shoulder to ward away Smith. Smith still able to get there, but that ball over his head, and Christensen simply could not handle it.
After the 40-yard punt, Elway goes to work. He's going for it all. But Lester Hayes is there for the Raiders with the intercept, and that's as good as a kick. He's down at the 3-yard line. Steve Watson made the tackle, and the Raiders now on the change of possession. The clock stops, 6 seconds left in the quarter. Gives us a chance to run down all the finals for you. Miami beat Green Bay 34-24. The Jets beat Buffalo 27-7.
We'll just look at the end of the play and get back to the scores. You see there that Watson has become a defensive back now. And the ball carrier was Lester Hayes.
Big upset, Cincinnati over Dallas 50-24. St. Louis defeated New Orleans 28-16. Kansas City a winner 38-10 against the Falcons. It was Chicago 17, Indianapolis 10, New England 23, Detroit 6, Washington 17, Philadelphia 12. You're right up to date. Here's 7-0 Denver. The Raiders, with just a handful of seconds left in the first quarter, start from their 3-yard line. And offense that features the NFL's top rusher, Marcus Allen, number 32. He's with Frank Hawkins, lined up in the end zone. Hawkins for about 3. And with it, the end of the first quarter here at Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado, where the score, the Broncos 7, the Raiders nothing. Doesn't run it. And it's intercepted by the Raiders. Mike Haynes at the 50-yard line under pressure. Elway threw it away, but right into the arms of the veteran Haynes as we have some push and shove. And that was only a matter of time. The fuse has been lit since the Raiders came to town.
You're going to have helmets locked to helmets today, and That's Rod Martin, number 53.
Marcus. He's a marked man, but look at the way he peels back, and he has blockers. 35, 30, and he dives to the 25. That's exactly what the Broncos feared most, that they would converge on Allen with 11 men, and suddenly there'd be no one on the backside.
The same kind of play that Allen broke for 61 yards and a touchdown in the earlier game between these two teams. They've got him. He's dead to rights. But the great backs turn that kind of play into a big play, a nothing play into a big play. You've got to have great speed to be able to make that play, and Marcus Allen can do it.
42% of the offense, the leading rusher in the NFL. The Raiders have never had a rushing champion. On 3rd and 7, intercepted by Dennis Smith. He's going to run it out. Smith has great speed. He's all the way to the 40-yard line, out of bounds at the 38, and what a turnover for Denver.
Wilson throwing into a tough Denver defense, just gets that ball over the top of Marcus Allen's head, and a great job of flagging that ball.
2nd and 10. Again going long. Louis Wright intercepts for Denver. And Williams thought he was fouled.
We've had two great over-the-shoulder interceptions, one earlier by Lester Hayes for the Raiders, and this one, of course, by Louis Wright. Man-for-man coverage on Dokie Williams. Again, Wright using more than the 5-yard area, but watch him as he becomes the receiver and Dokie Williams becomes the defensive back.
It all started with Louis Wright's interception back at the Denver 29.
They're having trouble controlling on the line. Howie is driving inside 75. Howie Long got a hand on him. Sean Jones, 99 from the other side, but inside they were able to find enough room for Sammy Winder.
Former star at Southern Mississippi. 26 seconds left in the half. Fumble, and the Broncos have recovered.
Twice today that Mark Wilson has come out from underneath Don Mosbar as center without the football.
It's a 35-yard attempt. The fumble is worth nothing as he's wide to the left. And with it, the end of the first half, a little more debate on the line of scrimmage, but they'll untangle and head to their respective locker rooms.
With the Los Angeles Raider defense, a tremendous play here and a tremendous series for them as they were able to deny the Broncos the touchdown or even the field goal. A little hugging going on. Well, that's Greg Townsend coming in. He didn't want to be called for the penalty. Not a good snap. We've seen two bad snaps by Keith Bishop so far today, and I think that made it difficult for Carlos to get the timing right.
Carlos hooking to the left, and so the end of the first 30 minutes in the battle for first in the West. The Broncos lead 14-0.
I have an unsportsmanlike number 56.
That's against Jeff Barnes, his 56. So at the end of the half, 15 yards for unsportsmanlike, and that's how the second half begins for the Raiders. Miss that one. Jeff Barnes right in on Norman, who got it away to Walker at the 15. He's dangerous. 25, 30, 35 and out of bounds at the 37. Bolton Walker. Good protection. Open is Christensen, and it's first and goal for the Raiders at the 8-yard line. Busick, Foley, and Woodard with a tackle of Christensen, the tight end. Wide open is Christensen for the touchdown. And that quiets this Denver crowd as Todd Christensen embraces his 6th touchdown reception of the season.
Mark Wilson, as we mentioned earlier, had an earlier opportunity and threw an end zone interception to end a drive. Well, it ends more happily for the Raiders here. They're able to get Todd Christensen free again, and he pulls down his 6th touchdown of the year.
Chris Barr with a try for point. Wilson to hold. He knuckled it through. 8:31 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and the Raiders are right back in it in Denver. Vance Johnson way out to the right where Lester Hayes has him. And Elway rolls in that direction and goes long. It's a bad pass, and Hayes will intercept. Mike Haynes has his 2nd interception of the year as the pass wobbled. Watson was deep, and that was a perfect chance for Mike Haynes, his 2nd of the game, 3rd of the year. And the scramble again. He's got the 1st down and a flag with it. It appeared they got the face mask.
They're going for the head. These officials, I'm sure, conscious of the explosive potential of this rivalry. They're not going to tolerate a lot of messing around on the field.
3rd and 5. Allen, who else? 1st down, touchdown. Just gliding so smoothly into the end zone. And it's 14-13, and talk about a touchdown maker.
The game breakers, no question about it. On a play where the Broncos were thinking pass, Marcus Allen is running.
15 yards and a chance to tie as they'll tee it up for Chris Barr. It's a new game after the interception by Mike Haynes at the Denver 46. Marcus Allen, 15 yards, a touchdown that ties it up. Elway's going to run it. Howie Long chases him out of bounds shy of the 1st down, and the flag goes down. Elway trying to stop, and the officials rule that he got some assistance from a Raider.
Here's the play. What they're saying is that Rod Martin is taking him down out of bounds. Well, he hit him out of bounds, and Elway obviously was carrying himself out of bounds, but it seems like a bit of a puny effort to throw a 15-yard flag on him.
A light mist that will soon be snow falling here in Denver as we open the 4th quarter. A big 3rd period for the Raiders. 2 touchdowns to tie it at 14, but it's the Broncos now driving into field goal range at the 35. 2nd and 8. Good protection for Elway, and now it breaks down, and he is down in the grasp of Sean Jones, 99, who has replaced Lyle Alzado. That's the 1st sack of the entire game on either side.
You can believe he's got some adrenaline pumping right now.
2nd down, 7. Intercepted again. Oh my, Wilson with the ball inside the 15. That's the 2nd time down on the goal line or near it. Wilson has coughed it up. It's Dennis Smith, his 3rd interception today. This man didn't have an interception all season. Smith with a hat trick against Wilson. Let's check on that Seattle-Cleveland score too, as that has some import here. A tie might boost the Seahawks' thinner hopes. Elway goes for it all. He's got the arm. A crowd. It's bobbled around and dropped at the 5-yard line. And we go into overtime. Winder caught in his own backfield right into the arms of Bill Pickell. The 3-year man from Rutgers right there to grab Lang for a couple of yards. Not Lang, but Winder for a 2-yard loss. Elway is dropped for a loss, and he fumbles, and the Raiders have recovered. 90 23, Townsend. Greg Townsend falls on the fumble of Elway inside the 10.
Pressure on John Elway. They shook that ball loose. It looked like Big Bill Piquel from the inside getting a piece of that sack. And Townsend, who's been alert all day long on the outside, pounces on that football. And the Raiders have a wonderful opportunity here to finish it all.
And they're not going to waste any time. Chris Barr in the field goal unit is on. Barr will try a relatively short field goal as you see the fumble again.
It was Howie Long on the sack.
26 yards for first place. The Raiders go home 10-4. First place in the West belongs to Tom Flores, silver and black.
And a sudden fall falls over this stadium full of proud Bronco fans who've got to be proud of the way Dan Reeves and his team fought today. But what a bitter way to have to lose it. A fumble and an immediate shot at a field goal.
Tom Flores. They polled 200 NFL players a year ago, and one of the questions, what team would you like to play for? And the team that was most often named, the Los Angeles Raiders. Tom Flores' team, they've been in the playoffs 14 of the last 18 years. They've won 3 Super Bowls in the last 9 years. And this field goal by Barr kindles hopes that they will have another big season at the close of this 85 year. Don't go away. We'll try to meet some of the stars of this game. NFL 85 will be back with all the scores. We'll try to get an interview for you after these messages from your local station.